We talking about restaurant business right here. So this is my take. I think
any
we're
business for me. This is
well,
any business.
any business, okay,
Any
but
business.
I'm gonna say this though, right? I think that where the downfall is the hiring, right?
I agree.
I think that a lot of businesses, maybe franchise businesses, maybe hire because they need bodies. We need to stop with the bodies type, and I need to hire people who gonna cater to my customers,
Yes.
right? Those customers who gonna come because Greater Grand Rising there. I like his attitude.
Yes.
Anybody can make a hamburger, some macaroni and cheese, you know what I mean? But it's about the experience, right? And the attention that the person's getting,
Yes.
right? And people make mistakes, but how do you handle a mistake, right? Oh man. Oh, that was messed up. All right, let me get that for you. I got you, right? Because I know this person come here often, or
Yes.
if I fix this correctly, they will come back again,
It may bring some other people.
right? And I'm thinking like, I'm a tipper. I'm a tipper. And I'm going to tip you based upon my interaction with you, right? And I'm not expecting perfection. But if you here in this establishment and you working, I want to feel, not even see, that you doing your best, right?
Okay, so I'm going to take it two ways. Okay. Now see, this is what I see now. I come in, you interview me. I meet every check mark on your paper saying that I can do this based on my profession. You like me because you like my attitude. I'm telling you what you want to hear.
You're looking
I'm
at
telling you what you
professional
like.
for the interview.
Right. So now I get hired. Now I'm working. Now my dark side's coming out. I can't work today because I have to take off. Okay, you let me go. 2 days later, I had to take off again because right now I need a mental day. I'm kind of stressed out and everything.
And see, this is where a good manager comes in. Me, myself, I would say, okay, take the next 2 or 3 days off, and I'll see you at the beginning of the week next week.
Okay, so right, that's what you would do.
And then my good worker, I go to my top good workers. Do y'all want some overtime? Yeah? All right. You got extra hours on this day. Who else? Oh, that's right. That's another good worker there. Yo, you want overtime? And that's how I would fill my slot.
That's what you would do as a manager.
Yes.
Because that's how you open up to keep the business going and keep the good customer service
Yes.
going.
And keep the people
But-
happy because them
But
workers want to make
I'm
more
the
money.
problem. As your good employee, the one who said that he will go above and beyond to do the work, now I'm your problem.
All right, so let me answer your question. I think a lot of times in franchisees and businesses, the person they put in charge of hiring and firing is not the person that they need to be in charge of hiring and firing.
Yes. It should be the person that's there with them.
So,
So if you are not going to be there working with these customers, with these workers, you should not be hiring them.
well,
that's what he
but also like the vision of the person though, right? So for instance, like, okay, I see that where you going. You a slacker. You trying to get as much as you can get. If
I
I'm
don't want to work.
Right.
I just need a job.
right, so if I'm going to hire a manager, right? I need to make sure these managers can spot these things in these people. It's kind of like street knowledge, right? Street
Right.
education.
But the manager who's going to be dealing with them should be the one hiring because he's got experience of dealing with these people and he's got a better shot.
It's the whole team though, right? Because I'm not going to hire you as a manager if you're not communicating what's going on your shift.
Okay.
It's the whole team, right? So when we have a management team or management meeting, right? You tell me, okay, hey, on my shift, I work night shifts. This is what be going on. This guy right here or this girl right here ain't up to par. This is the reasons why. Cool. I'm not going to hire or promote a manager who is not going to go the distance and they're not meeting the expectations of me
So why is he even there?
for bodies.
I'm not hiring for bodies.
But what I'm
If you're
saying
not
is,
doing your job, I'm getting rid of
But
you.
a lot of people do.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
right, people does do it for bodies, but what I'm saying, people also say, because they need jobs. So if they come in there and say, okay, I meet your expectations.
Right, but when I see that, how you interact and how you do and your expectation of how you do ain't up to par with my standard, right then and there, I need to let you go. Hey,
Yes, nip it in the bud.
nip it in the bud.
Right away.
Right. Listen,
Right away.
listen. I want to bring you in to have a conversation. I'm not going to be rude or disrespectful to you. I'm not going to degrade you. I'm going to just let you know, hey, I see that you like to take a lot of time off. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you shared it with me or not. However, this is not in alignment.
Yes.
This is not in alignment with this business. So from this point forward, okay, we're going to move without you. And that means you are terminated effective immediately. Right? We don't have enough people to have hard conversations. Because I think that in this day and time, hard conversations is something that doesn't normally happen. Right? So it translates into the business world. I'm hiring somebody who's not comfortable with having hard conversations. I need to make sure my management staff is someone who can have hard conversations, right, in a professional and respectful way, right?
In my company, we call it compassionate directness.
So, wait, say that again.
I like that.
Compassionate.
We call it compassionate direct. Being compassionate direct.
Okay.
So that means, in that scenario, exactly what you said. Pointing out the behaviors that very specific, the behaviors that don't align. You know, they've been given the opportunity to improve. They don't improve. It doesn't align with our company, and very, very direct. And so we can have those hard conversations, but we don't have to be mean. We don't have to be nasty.
Degrading.
We don't have to be degrading. And so, and for Passplit, it's one of our company's core values. And they really push, have the hard conversations.
So a lot of companies will be like, okay, Greater Grand Rising, how do I identify someone who can have hard conversations, right? So I'll be like, I'll give them a scenario. Hey, we got somebody. I'm gonna give them a hard scenario, and I'm just making this on the fly, but I'm gonna be thinking about this, right? Say again? Yeah. No. I'm recording. So I'll be like this. All right, you got a mom, single mom with 4 kids, and she show up late all the time. And because she's late, it's impacting the business. How would you terminate her? I want to hear how you would say that. What would you do? But I'm just saying, like, I want to hear how you would deliver that. Would you? Matter of fact, I would start with this. Would you terminate her?
I have to give the warnings and stuff.
Warnings was given. Like, I want to hear all of that though. Like,
There's a policy on when you call out. So for me, you need to call out at least 2 hours in advance.
she's always late. She's been late for the last 11 times.
The second time she's late, we having a conversation.
But that's the thing I want to hear though. Like,
Did she say why she was late?
she's late because the kids. She's a single parent. I got 5 kids. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm a single parent with 1 kid. Because 1 kid could be like 5. You know what I mean?
Alright, but what's the problem?
She's telling you that she's, well, single parenthood. I'm a parent. I got to take care of stuff with the kids. And I've been late consistently for the last 11 times.
What does that mean?
Like and basically we want to
Is it
know.
that I
We
don't
want to
have
know is the
daycare?
babysitter
I
coming
don't
late?
have
Yes.
transportation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
my kid, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's what I was leading to. What she said.
Right.
What is causing? I want to hear from her what's causing it.
Okay.
What's causing it?
Okay.
Because if it's something somewhat out of her control or hard, maybe, and she's a good worker, maybe I'll change her hours.
Okay.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So I need to know the whole fact, because if she's a good worker but she's late because of the kid, maybe I will change her hours to make it easier for her to get here on time.
So this is what I'm talking about. These are the questions I would have in an interview. And if the person that I'm interviewing for the promotion or for the job or the position is saying these things, I know that they might be the right fit for the position.
But again, you can still get that. You can still get all what you're asking for, but that can still be a problem. So what I'm saying is, as a manager, to be on a fair, friendly, and firm aspect, when I hire you, everything is on a trial.
Trial.
I'm looking at your attendance. I'm looking at how well you Your training, are you getting up to speed with your training? Are you catching on very well with the
How
training?
you come to work
Right.
looking?
You know, yes, how you get a whole appearance. So I'm looking at that because you gave me a whole bunch of words. Now I'm looking at action.
Right. Are you backing up what you told me?
Right, exactly. You know, so and then when you talking about like where you have you hire somebody to say a job, you know, she meets all your expectations, but all of a sudden she's coming in late. So okay, the first time, okay, it's an excuse. All right, I know you're late. My kids are late. But now the second time, you come in late again with the same excuse. They say, well, wait a minute, hold on. We need to have that conversation.
So on the second time, we're gonna have the conversation.
Right, because again, anytime you always get somebody to the first.
Right.
So the second time, we need to talk.
So I'm gonna pause you right there. But that's what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
That's the kind of managers and people in charge that I will want to have in my business, right? Once every blue moon, right. But if I start to see a pattern occurring, I start to see a pattern, not that we are in a pattern, but I start to see a pattern is occurring, let me go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to make time to have a conversation with Greater, right? Greater, why you always late?
But now, I'm going to take you to phase 2. I'm going to take you back before you even thought about it. When you talk about people born in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, there was no games. You had to work. If you played together. There was no TVs. There was maybe a radio where everybody sat around and played. So their eras made you independent. They made you have to think about what is your next move. Your parents didn't have to watch you because they know when that light comes on at night, it's time to come home.
There was nowhere to go though, right? There was no TikTok. There was no this. There was no meeting with people because you couldn't connect with people outside of your immediate community, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's what people were kind of with, right? I wasn't able in the 50s and 60s to meet people more than 10 miles out of my range.
Right. But what we lost that at is when it came to the 90s, now we want to make our kids better than what we were. So now we bring out the technology. Now if you can't even go to the supermarket without seeing a kid with a darn iPad and a darn crayon.
But that's not bringing out the technology. That's bringing out the entertainment to the kid.
Right, but to the
be
kid,
entertained though.
But the kid is lacking what he or she should know. So
Okay.
now when you come in to bring that manager into there, that manager's coming because that manager's self-taught, self-thinking, can resolve issues, can resolve problems. Where today's managers, they can't do it. I see that in the fire department. When I go in the fire department, talk to a chief and say, listen, I recognize that the fire engine's going down the wrong way on the highway. I said, I know there's laws that fire trucks still have to follow this Georgia state laws. But his answer was, well, if they have to get to emergency, sometimes they have to take that. Without him even thinking about, well, what if that car caused that engine caused a tragedy? What's the next move now?
Lawsuit.
What do you want to say in court? Oh, well, we do allow them to go every now and then. That's not a good answer.
I guess I'm gonna say along that part. Now I was a credit manager for a rent center, okay? And I was an overachiever. I was winning awards and plaques and extra money every month. And a lot of issues is also the managers because they not leading by examples. When I was a manager, I led by example. If my workers was all tied up getting money in the store, and a truck come, I would go out there and start unloading the truck myself. I wouldn't stop them.
Can I pause you for just a second right there on that note?
Yeah.
I'm a manager, right? Mm-hmm. And I get it, yes. Leading by example. But, you know what? I can redirect my staff so that way I don't have to do the truck because, you know what? I'm not saying I'm above it, but I'm thinking,
Right.
I'm saying I'm just countering.
All right, well, let me finish.
Okay.
Okay, so now that you said that, I know all the other managers in my area would do that, but I wouldn't. And now, I'm showing something different. When they finish, then they will come and help me or take over. Then they see that every month I'm winning awards and plaques and extra money, going to the dinners with the district manager and all of that. And now that makes them want that. And by me doing what I did, made them start doing what I'm doing, and now the whole store benefit because
So how do you
everybody-
identify a potential manager that you want to hire that meets that criteria or standard?
Well, I'm going to call his past employers and ask what.
Come on now, we this 2025. I have my homeboy or homegirl, hey, be my boss. They about to call. All right, I need a good reference. Sell me. So how do you identify a good manager, right? Potential manager. You see what I'm saying? How do you identify that? Because this is what
So you're gonna have to do it by how he.
because I'm gonna say this because there's a lot of businesses, right, that their employees suck because of the management, right? Because the management suck. So how do I identify for the business owners that's watching this a good manager who gonna hire good associates or staff members? We waiting.
Well, you're just gonna have to. When you hire this one, you just gotta let them know that they on pretty much on notice. So
That's what I keep coming back to. Is that your dad is a manager because of his upbringing. You are because of what he went through for his upbringing. So you can be able to answer those questions, those hard questions. But if I'm brought up in a system, that really don't know, I go to school, but going to school don't have common sense. I don't have street common sense to tell you that the pavement is black, but you tell me it's yellow, and you can't even defend what I'm saying. So when you get those kind of managers, yeah, they go to school, get their degrees, but those degrees are just a piece of paper. They don't.
Would you hire somebody without a degree then, since degrees are just a piece of paper?
If the person can do the job, can manage and have the skill set,
They come in off the rip, off a job application. They come in and they go for the interview. They have no degree. How do you measure and weigh the same thing, their ability to do the job even without a degree?
well, based on opinions. With me, the reason why I said based on opinions, because everybody have a different opinion on that. But based on my opinion, what I would do is through communication.
So-
I don't have degrees. I have
What are you looking for them to say that would trigger you? Say, you know what, I'm gonna give you an opportunity.
if they can do the job. Based on my platform, on my sheet, on my interview sheet, these are things that I'm looking for. If they checking off those boxes, then that's what I want, because that's what I'm looking for.
How long would you have your probation period?
Oh, it's always 30 days.
30 days? So you will have a 30-day probation period.
Yes, because that would tell me within the day they got hired, up to that 30th day, if they really catching on, and if they really like this job.
I'm gonna do a 90-day probation period. And I know that
But the reason why is because, again, I don't want to waste my time. I should know within 30 days.
people could put on a show for 30,
Well, they can.
right? I say you work 5 days a week out of 30 days, right? That's 25 days out of 30.
See, but again, it's all about street smarts and common sense.
Okay.
And I have to say it that way because, again, learning how to read people. You know when you're being bullshitted.
Not everybody, because that's the problem we have with these businesses, right?
Well, okay, I take that back. Most people know, or some people know,
Some, okay.
if they being bullshit or not, right? But that's why you have to be able to communicate and read your people. Even in an interview, when you ask those questions, they should be looking you dead in the eye, processing what you say, so they can already formulate an answer.
So their communication skills to include eye communication, right?
Oh, yeah, it has to be.
Eye contact.
It has to be.
Okay.
Because again, you got to be able to read that person.
What if they're wearing jeans?
I'm not worried about that.
Okay, you're not worried about
Because I'm
jeans.
worried about them as a person.
Okay.
'Cause
So their
I got-
behavior. So their
right.
behavior supersede
Right.
their appearance.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We getting somewhere now.
Right. Because again, I mean, everybody. This man might be the smartest man on the street. he's given an opportunity. I'm looking at him as an opportunity. I'm not looking at his clothes. Because again, if he's working in my restaurant, it's a uniform anyway. You know, if I decide I want to switch over to suit and tie, then I let him know it's going to be a suit and tie.
Would you provide that suit and tie for him?
If it comes to that, and if I think he's going to work out for me, oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Because I'm given a chance. Everybody gets an opportunity. But when it comes down to it, I'm not looking at that guy suit or that lady who wear the nice suit, the nice nails and all like that. I'm not looking at that because why? That means nothing to me. I'm looking for that person who's going to get in there and do the hard work for me. Who's going to get in there and do the work. Somebody that's going to go out their way, over and beyond. If I can't be there, I have to have trust. Can you do this job without me being over your shoulder? So that's going to be the big thing right there. So again, I'm looking at body language, body language and communication. I want you to look dead in my face and tell me. And if you can't, well, I know I'm qualified to do this and do that. Why are you reading a piece of paper? I need you to tell me that from here. And I was at an interview where they asked, why should you be a captain? And the guy said, well, I was mentored by the chief. The chief gave me every knowledge that I know. And I was shaking. I had to catch myself. Because I was shaking my head. That's not the question. You know, we're asking you. Why should we hire you as a position as a captain? What could you do? What changes can you make in this department as the new captain? How can you help grow inspection? I don't want to hear that the chief gave you a good hand and you learned a lot from the chief. So should I hire that person because he gave me the answer?
Not in my opinion.
Even though I know he almost met the qualifications.
Not in my opinion. You're not telling me what you can do. You just telling me who you was with.
Yes.
Who you with?
Right, exactly. So if I have another guy come in there, the reason why I can be a captain because I can do A, B, C, and D. So now you got my attention. You got everybody else's attention.
I need innovators, creators.
So now when we had to gather around the room and we say, well, who you think is best for the job? Now the education is the most important part.
What about experience?
Well, wait, because that's how it came up. Education came up first. Out of all the candidates, one of the candidates had a master's degree in education. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, I accept that. But the most important part was the captain. Why should we hire you as a captain? And that's what everybody agrees. Because again, I don't want to know Chief Urgent sit right there. Chief Urgent, if I want to tell Chief Urgent, okay, he did the best for me, I can tell him that at another time, but not during an interview.
No, Jamie, I got hired at Tropicana Security through my sister, right? Mm-hmm. And then a supervisor position came available when they opened up the bike patrol. And her friend, I forgot his name now, asked me, he asked me just what you said. Why should I hire you over people that's been here 4, 5, 6 years that want the job? And you're right. And I looked him in his eye and said, who better to spot a thief than an ex-thief? He had no comment after that, and I got the promotion.
Because they need somebody that they can trust, and that's what it comes down to. So it's not like the only way you can get the best person for the position. She has to present themselves.
I agree with you. Because if I hadn't answered like that, I wouldn't have got the job.
So my thing is this: I do see a decline in certain environments in certain areas when it comes to the service of customers and the management of staff.
At this point of the universe or time, I don't even want to be a manager no more because the kids are so fragile and so like they.
What if you had the ability to hire people at your will and fire at your will?
Okay.
Right, that's what we're talking about because business owners are watching this. People who are in positions to hire, right? They're gonna be watching this.
But we got to keep one thing in front. the cost of hiring somebody is like almost $10,000. You got to send them through training, drug testing, all that. All that plays a big part. That's a lot, and you just can't. You can't afford to keep.
So how do
running
you
people
spot
in a-
that person, right? And I'm not saying that your spot gonna be 100% all the time, but when you have more hits than misses, how about that? That's what the whole conversation is
Well,
about.
that
Because
goes back, I bet, to what Chief Kane said, is that to look him in the eye and to answer my question, not a roundabout, but directly. If I ask you what can you do, you need to tell me exactly what you
not
can
giving the politician answer and you just redirecting
Exactly.
the court. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm making this video because I have seen a decline in customer service. I've seen a decline in restaurant management. I've seen a decline in businesses for customer satisfaction, right? And this is just some of the things that us patrons, our opinions. So, if you made it this far in the video, comment below, let me know. You know what I mean? And shoot, we'll continue the conversation. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
That was a good video.
Yeah, it
It
is.
covered a lot. It covered a lot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, all that was recorded.
Oh wow.
yeah.
You had me
You
going.
didn't know? I knew.
Well, I said it though. I said I'm recording. Yeah.
I missed that.
You got last words. What's your last words right here? What's your last words?
I don't know.
Okay.
My last word is just come down to trust and communication. Like I said earlier in the interview.
How do you identify someone you can trust off an application?
They have to, again, through opportunities and through if they meet your qualifications.
Okay.
Behavior.
Behavior.
Looking in the eye, because you're going to tell by their behavior what they are. You can just look on the application, even though half the people lie on the application, say, I never worked at this job. And they got fired from five or six different jobs, but they don't list that. And like Louis said, do you have the resources and the funds to go through that whole background with that person on the application? Pretty much no. People just hire because they sound good, they look good, and I think this will work for us. Without looking at the X factor. That's what I said. You have to look them in the eye and ask that question. Why should I hire you as a manager for my company?
Okay. Final words. What's your final words to the people?
My final words is I couldn't be a manager for nobody else unless it's my own business, because I'm going to rule with an iron fist, and I need to have the option to fire on the spot if I need to. I don't want to have to go to no regional or general manager for permission. And once I set a precedent like that, the rest of the workers that's on the borderline is going to fall in line, because they know this guy's not playing, and if I don't get my act together, I'm going to be fired.
There you are. You heard it from the people, y'all. All right, if this resonates with you or doesn't resonate with you, comment below. Let me know. Peace.